Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mackie and I hope you're all having a great day today. So we are on day number 2 of 25 days of Christmas. And this wasn't gonna be day number 2 because this is happening right now. I had a different video for today, but something crazy is happening and while it's all fresh in my mind, I need to make this video right now. Before we get into the video, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you go do that now so you don't miss out on these 25 days of spooky, Christmassy fun. So go do that right now. But currently right now it is almost 11 p.m. But the past like 3 days, something really weird has been going on. And tonight it got to the point where both me and my mom were like, okay, we need to talk to someone. So I reached back out to my friend who's a medium, not Amanda, the other one I was talking about before who saw my friend and all this stuff. I reached out to her. Okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. The last thing I want to say right now is if you have any ideas of what you want to see me do on these next 25 days, please comment them down below because it was your guys' idea for me to go stay at a haunted hotel at the Hotel del Coronado and it was so much fun. So if you guys have any other ideas, if there's any haunted games I should play, any specific locations in Southern California I should go to that of course are COVID friendly, let me know down in the comments and I will definitely go there. Other than all that, let's just get straight into it. Okay, I'm literally sitting on the floor in the haunted garage right now and this is making me really nervous, but I have nowhere else to set my camera, so this is gonna have to do. Look, my legs are just totally exposed underneath all of this stuff. And during 31 days of Halloween when I was in here, if you guys remember, something literally grabbed my toe from right here. So this is nerve-wracking, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay, so where should I begin? Okay, so this started about a week ago. So I'm standing under this archway we have in our house that connects to the family room. And I'm standing there facing towards our staircase, so the kitchen and everything is behind me. So the family room is completely dark, but the kitchen is lit up. So I'm walking and I feel like someone's right behind me, so I quick turn around and for a split second I see someone standing behind me. And this is someone I have never seen before. I have no idea who this was whatsoever, but I know exactly what they look like. They look kind of cute. He had brown hair that was kind of like to jaw length. Picture like an e-boy, you know how their hair is like kind of like flips out a little bit at the ends, so it's like that. He's wearing a black beanie, a jean jacket, and a hoodie underneath, and his hair is dark brown. And I turn around and see him and I was like, who is that? Come back. He was probably around my age and I was like, who was he? Okay, that's interesting. It didn't have a bad feeling at all though, like not like whatsoever. So I was like, maybe that's Sam, because if you guys remember from a few videos ago, the medium gave me a description of what my haunted doll Sam, his spirit, actually looks like, and she described him as having dark hair, olive skin, around my age. So I'm like, I wonder if that was him. But he was shorter, and the one time I did see Sam, he was pretty tall. He was like over 6 feet tall. So I'm like, okay, that's odd. Who is this person? And so I just ignored it. I'm like, alright, it's just probably a straggler or something passing through, because I've been told I've been told 3 times now that there is a portal in my house somewhere. I haven't even told you guys this because I just found it out. Both the mediums told me there's a portal in my house, and then one other person said they feel like there's a portal in my house. So I found that out, and that explains a lot, because my whole life I've always said I swear there's a portal in here because random spirits just pop in and out. There's 2 or 3 that have always been here and just stay here, but there's stragglers that come through. So I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. This guy was probably just a straggler. So that was that. Now the next night, my mom and I are in the kitchen. That was inside the house. My mom went to the store, but maybe she got home. I'm not really sure. But anyway, so the night after that, I'm standing in front of the kitchen. So to my right of me is the living room. To the left would be going into the family room. So I'm standing there kind of looking straight ahead. I had my head down. I was looking down at something. I think I was looking at my phone. But out of the corner of my eye, I saw someone standing in the family room, which is completely dark. Once again, no lights are on or anything. So I saw something standing there. Sorry, I didn't think it was a someone. I just saw something standing there. And it was out of the corner of my eye. I could just see it. It's probably a minute or two goes by. I'm still looking at my phone. I still see this thing out of the corner of my eye. And the best way I can describe it is like a white oval. It was super weird. Like a human-sized white blob, but it wasn't human shape. It was literally just a white blob just standing. It was probably like 6 feet or something. So I was thinking like, oh, it's just like something in the middle of the room. I don't know why I wasn't registering it because I was looking at my phone, so I was kind of distracted. So finally I get done with what I'm doing on my phone and I look up like that to see what I've been seeing out of the corner of my eye this whole time, because I'm completely aware that there's something there. So I look over and nothing is there, and that's when it clicks. Okay, I definitely saw something standing there, and I think it was a spirit or something just standing there watching. At that point, I'm like, okay, this is weird. Who is this person? I think the second one, I knew the second one was a different spirit from the first one I saw the night before, because it was just completely different height and look, obviously. And so I let it go again. Now, what is that? Okay, now the next night, I'm standing in the kitchen again. It's always around this time, around 10:30, 11:30 o'clock when this happens in the kitchen, living, and family room. So, and this is when I always make my food and then go lay down and like look at my phone and stuff. So I'm always out in the kitchen area at this time. So I'm standing in the kitchen. My mom is sitting at the table we have right there, and I'm making my food. She's on her phone looking at something, and so she started laughing and she's like, oh my gosh, you have to look at this, and was trying to show me something on her phone. So she walks over to me in the kitchen standing there, and she walks right up to me with her phone and like puts it in front of me. We're both like this, and as I swear I thought someone was behind me right now. I swear. That was weird. But anyway, so as she gets up from her seat to walk over to where I am, which is about 6 feet away, she's walking, and it sounds like someone gets up and walks right behind her, and you hear their feet. It sound like bare feet on her tile, like feet slapping against the tile as she walked over, and I was like, okay. And I just start looking at her phone with her, and then we're done looking at her phone, and I don't know why it just didn't register again until we stopped looking at her phone. I'm like, wait, you know someone walked over behind with you, right? Like someone followed you over here. Someone was behind us. Because as she was showing me, it felt like, so if my mom's right here, there's like a gap right here. It felt like someone was behind us, like peeking through over our shoulders, trying to see what we were laughing at on the phone. So I told her that. I'm like, as you walked over, I heard footsteps behind you, and it literally felt like someone walked up behind us and like looked over your shoulder. And she's like, oh my gosh, I totally heard that and felt that, but it didn't even register in my brain. And she started freaking out. She's like, oh my god, I completely felt that. Someone was right behind us. And so she thought it was my friend who passed away, who's always in my house, but to me it felt like a different presence, and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. So I'm like, okay, that's the final straw. I'm texting my friend that's a medium to ask her about all this stuff. So I text her and I say, hey, I saw this person for a split second behind me. I don't know who it was, but this is what they looked like. And she's like, Sam's saying it isn't him, and he doesn't know who he is. He just thinks he was a straggler passing through. I'm like, okay, makes sense. So then we move on to the second one. So I'm like, okay, who is this? I saw someone standing there. I swear I'm not crazy. And let me just say, her and Sam are like friends now. So if I ever have a question, she literally just channels Sam and asks him. So she asks Sam, she's like, hey, who is this guy? And she comes back to me and says, Sam says, okay. This is so hard to explain, honestly. I can't remember if I ever mentioned this, but when I was talking to her about my friend and the spirits in my house, she mentioned one spirit that saw me out and about somewhere. It didn't have to be a haunted location, nothing like that. I was just out somewhere, and apparently this spirit saw me and saw that I have 2 spirits with me. She said one of them, Sam. Oh my gosh. She said one of them is Sam, the other one is my friend who passed away, and they both look over me. This spirit saw us all together walking, saw Sam and my friend, and decided, oh, I'm gonna go home with them. I'm gonna be the leader. I'm gonna tell the other spirits what to do. I'm gonna be in charge. And so he was just on a total power trip. She described him as like a big scary bouncer at a club, arms crossed, bald head, all of that. So just a guy that was on a power trip. So he just doesn't sound very charming, apparently. So apparently he came here. He's been trying to take over Sam and my friend, and they're not having it. They've shunned him completely. So she said that Sam told her it was that spirit that I saw standing in there. And I said, oh my gosh, that's so weird. It's like he was just staring at me, watching me. And she's like, that is completely what I said the first time I talked to you about it, if you remember. And I remembered after she said that he creeps her out because he's just a lurker. Like, he lurks in the corner. He just watches what's going on. So I was like, okay, that's strange. Then I bring up the next night about the person following us and standing over our shoulders. Once again, she says, it's that same exact man spirit. And she said he's getting a little bit too comfortable now. He's getting a little bit too much of a power trip. He's just getting too comfortable and too close. So I need to get rid of him. But with all that being said, now we're here tonight. So last night, one night went by with nothing happening at all. But then last night, I'm trying to go to sleep. Actually, no, I am asleep completely, 100% asleep, not awake. And I don't really get woken up by stuff that often, but I'm in the middle of a sound sleep, and I just remember something just pinching my toe. Not even pinching, like poking it. It felt like I honestly got scared when this happened, because I thought I got stung by a wasp, because there was a wasp stuck in our house earlier that day. So I thought somehow a wasp got into my room and was like under my sheets and stung me, because it seriously hurt so bad. It felt like a bad sting. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, did I just get stung? I don't even want to look like I'm scared that I got stung by a wasp and it's in my bed right now. But eventually I look, there's nothing there. There's no marks on my toe, nothing. So I'm like, okay, that was weird. Maybe I was in the middle of a dream and it happened, but that's never happened to me where I felt something so painful and it woke me up, and I still, once I was completely awake, I still felt the pain 100%. Like, it hurt. I don't know what it was, but it hurt really bad. And so I'm like, okay, that's super strange. That was last night. I didn't even say anything to anyone because it's like, okay, whatever. Until 20 minutes ago, my mom was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know if I was even going to bring this up because it creeps me out, but I woke up in the middle of the night last night. I don't even know what time it was. This thing woke me up, what this is. She said it smelled so bad and so rancid, like something rotting in her bedroom, that she was having to take her pillow and put it over her nose like this because the smell was so strong. It was just like a terrible smell. She thought the dog pooped all over the bedroom. She didn't know what happened. So she got up and looked, nothing anywhere, nothing. And she said it lasted for a long time. It woke her up out of a dead sleep. Just this strong smell of something rotting, just something really bad. She has no idea what it was. So she got up this morning and looked it up. She looked up what can cause a random rotting smell in the middle of the night that is just so strong. So when she looked it up, all this stuff came up. People saying, oh, a bad spirit can cause that smell. I woke up to this smell. It's a bad spirit, all this stuff. So she told me about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're not even gonna believe me when I say that something pinched me in the middle of the night. Now both of us are like, okay, we need to do something to get rid of these bad things immediately. But she just told me that right now, so I just started freaking out. But that's basically the story I wanted to tell. I'm going to do something. I don't know if I should sage. Someone, please let me know what I should do to get rid of these things, because I hear mixed opinions about sage. So please let me know in the comments, because I need help at this point. Oh, and then what happened obviously when I was decorating my house, something's not happy. Oh my gosh, my knee. I just want to come on here and share this entire story with you guys for the second day of 25 days of Christmas. I'm going somewhere scary tomorrow night, so that's gonna be super fun. I can't wait for that. It's gonna be an exciting video, so make sure you stay tuned for that and subscribe. But I'm gonna wrap up the video there because I just rambled on for 20 minutes straight. But I hope you guys did enjoy this. Like I said, please give me some tips on where I should go these next 25 days and also how to get rid of these bad things because I'm sick of it. I'm at my wit's end now. Once again, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my new videos. And don't forget to go follow me over on TikTok. I have 2 accounts. One is where I do all the tiny home stuff, and that is Mackie Albertson, and the other one is where I do all the spooky stuff. I don't know why my light just turned off, but it did. And my second one is Mackie Albertson Boo for all the spooky stuff, so make sure you go follow me over there. And my Instagram. I never talk about my Instagram, but go follow it. Other than all of that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you tomorrow. Peace!